And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast of Sports with your host, Jay Pops. Guys, what is going on? What is going on? I think I seen a comment already about someone saying LSU something and Texas A&M is this. Man, that is crazy. So guys, I'm telling you this right now, man. This is going to be a fun game to watch tomorrow morning. As we all sit and get ready. And first and foremost, man, happy Thanksgiving to you all. I know it's not Thanksgiving, it's the day after, but still, man, happy Thanksgiving to you all. As you can see, I'm not in Aggie gear on today, of course, hey, man, I'm just enjoying myself. I've been off all week. Please forgive me for not making the show all week. But hey, that is on me. And hey, man, please forgive me. But I was busy. And Thanksgiving went good on yesterday. I hope Thanksgiving went good for you all on yesterday. But it was a good showing, man. I fried the turkey and everything. But other than that, man, hey, we get ready for rivalry week. Yes, I said it correctly. Rivalry week. Okay, we're getting ready for the big showdown. Of course, with Ohio State and Michigan. Stuff like that. Yes, I'm going to talk about the coaching search a little bit later on in the podcast. All right, but for right now, guys, hey, this show is being brought to you by no one. It's being brought to you by J Pops. I don't have a sponsor. However, Modelo, if you're listening, and if you want to sponsor me, Modelo, once again, I'm talking to you guys. Hey, then please go ahead and send me the sponsorship in the email and we'll get started on that. But guys, we're here. This is going to be a tall task for Texas A&M, man. This is going to have to be a game that they can absolutely go in there and they're going to have to execute. You guys don't want to hear that. Jumbo isn't here anymore. I know that part, but they are going to have to go in there and execute. I haven't heard nothing about the injury report. What I did want to tell you guys, and which I kept to myself for a while, and as you guys know now, Max Johnson is out for the season. I had knew that a couple of weeks ago. But of course, I couldn't tell you guys without someone else pretty much putting it out there, which is Texas, Billy Lucci and stuff like that, man. But Max is out. He will not be in this game. If he's in this game, then that would totally shock me. That would shock the hell out of me, man. But Max will not be in this one. This will be all Jaylen Henderson, okay? So if Jaylen can put some things together and them can go out there and get a couple of stops, then we should pretty much be well in position to win that ball game in Baton Rouge, man. But this is going to be hard. All right, what's up to you, Nick Saban Jr.? But this is going to be a hard one, man. This is going to be a really, really hard one. A couple of things needs to happen in this ball game in order for Texas A&M to win. Number one, everybody needs to show up on both sides of the ball, okay? I know what we've seen against Abilene Christian. Nobody wants to see that. Trust me, I don't neither. But then again, I don't believe they showed. I don't believe they just wanted to show everything. This was our first time seeing Bob Petrino on the sideline and everything like that. Nick Saban Jr. just asked, will Evan Stewart be playing in this game? I'm going to be honest with you. I do not know. I don't have a timetable on the young man. I hope he is. Because I for sure enough tagged Evan in this video. I know for sure. Evan, if you're listening, suit up. Suit up for us, baby. Suit up for us, man. I'm not going to say one last time because that's a lie. We still got a bowl game to play. But, man, suit up for us, man. Let's go out there. And let's beat the heck out of them, man. Let's beat the heck out of LSU. We have not won in Baton Rouge ever since we've been in the SEC. That's why I say this is a big-time game. You win that game in Baton Rouge, you're setting yourself up for the next head coach to come in there and be like, all right, okay, come on. Guys, we can win. And we can. I'm being honest with you. We can win, But this is going to be a tough one. Also, FYI, for you guys that did not know, this is what I've seen on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure it's accurate. Will Rogers. Will Rogers has hit the. They said they're expecting for him to go into the transfer portal. So we'll have to see what's what. That doesn't say anything about Will coming to Texas A&M because that's a lie. He will most likely go outside of the SEC, maybe over there to Big 12 play. But yeah, he hasn't. They're saying that he's going to hit it. I honestly believe that. I believe it. However, it depends on who the next head coach is going to be over there as well. I have no clue who those candidates will be over there for Mississippi State. But guys, let's keep on going here, man. Like I say, man, let's get back on the topic at hand and the subject. Will Texas A&M be ready? Will he be ready? I mean, will they be ready? I believe the defense will be ready. All right, the defense has been hearing all week, leading up to this game, about how those LSU wide receivers are going to run up and down the field on. The defensive line, I believe, will be ready because they've been hearing all week how Jayden Daniels is going to run all over them. They're going to run all over them. You know, that's just Daniels by himself. However, you cannot forget that they still have a couple of running backs back there, okay? So that's why I say, man, we're going to see a lot. Malik Neighbors, he's going to absolutely catch some balls in this game, okay? Brian Thomas Jr., he's another one. He's going to absolutely catch some balls in this game. That is shocking to me, but then again, it's not. We've seen it with Joe Burrow. That's shocking that these guys, for one, Malik Neighbors got about almost 1,500 yards. That guy is like 80 yards away from eclipsing 1,500 receiving yards this season. Another one that's about 80 yards away from eclipsing 1,100 receiving yards is Brian Thomas. That's crazy to me, man. That's insane. That is insane. Man, that is insane. That is insane. Man, this is gonna be shocking to see. What is gonna be very interesting. I think Malik Neighbors got about 12 touchdowns. Brian Thomas has 14. That right there should let you know everything that you need to know. Those guys score touchdowns. Okay? They score them in the biggest way. As of right now, LSU has the number one offense. So that's why I say, man, this is going to be a good matchup. This is the number one offense going up against the top 15 ranked defense. I don't quote me on the numbers. I don't know where A&M is on total defense. I don't necessarily remember that part, but we should be in top 15. I know for sure. If not top 15, then top 10. But this is going to be a really good game. And I'm very, very interested to see what these guys are going to do. I believe that's my little girl in there. Guys, we're all out. She ended up hollering. I think she ended up playing with my sons. Yeah. But this is going to be a very interesting game, man. This is going to be the top offense against one of the top defenses in the nation. They haven't played the top defense ever since they played Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Now they're having the top defense come to them in Baton Rouge. Although it's an 11 o'clock kickoff, for anybody who thinks that LSU is going to be sleeping on this game, then you're a lie. Okay, this is indeed a rivalry game. Some of the LSU fans don't like to look at it that way. To me, that's a lie. But this is an actual rivalry game. We have not played these guys at 11 o'clock in a very long time. I think the last time we played them at 11 o'clock is when we had Johnny Football, and that was in that second season. That was the second season. I think they went up there. It was for early morning kickoff, which was 11 a.m., and it was raining up there. Trust me, guys. Yeah, I remember that. That was one of the worst football games in Johnny Manziel's college career. One of the worst. He was absolutely horrible in that game, man. But, they ended up shutting him down, man. And that was what's the name, coming out party, Odell Beckham. That was Odell Beckham's coming out party. All right, he had won first round. Now we going up against two Odell Beckhams. That's crazy. Once again, we're going up against two of them once again. So I believe I believe Jayden Daniels will be the primary target in this ball game. This guy has 1,000 rushing yards. Well, he's a little bit over 1,000. That's insane to me. That is insane. I don't even much think Johnny had over 1,000 rushing yards in both of those seasons. In his Heisman season, I don't believe he had over 1,000 rushing yards, man. I think he had almost close to it. But he had more passing yards than rushing yards. So this is going to be a game here, man. This is going to be a game. Guys, please excuse me for 1 minute. I think my little girl is going crazy now. I'm gonna pull outside. She all right? All right, guys, excuse me on that. Yes, this is a homemade podcast, sports, and guess what? I'm acting like I'm at home. It doesn't change, man. It does not change. But man, I don't think Johnny had over 1,000 rushing yards. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I don't think Johnny had over 1,000. All right, but once again, man, we're playing. We are about to play a guy tomorrow morning. That's, I'm not going to lie to you. He look a little bit better than Johnny. He looks a little bit better. Also, the receivers that he had, the receivers that he have right now, Jayden Daniels, Johnny didn't have those receivers. He didn't have those 4- and 5-star receivers. All right, he had a couple of 3 stars. I think probably one guy was a 4-star receiver, and that's about it. All right, that is completely it. Mike Evans was a 3-star. Yes, he was a 3-star receiver. Ryan Swope, he was a 3-star as well. He was not a 5-star nor a 4-star. He was a 3-star as well. But all of those guys were veteran. Okay, now going up against these guys, man, Deuce Harmon. Because Deuce will be playing. I don't believe Deuce is hurt. I haven't heard anything. Deuce Harmon, I believe Deuce will go out there and Deuce will put on the show. I believe Tyreek Chappelle, he wants this matchup as well, because if Tyreek Chappelle decides to go to the NFL, in which he's draft eligible, then this is by far the game that you need to go out and you need to dominate. As of right now, nobody throws to Chappelle's side like that. All right. A lot of people throw on Deuce because Deuce is like 5. I think he's like 5'10", something like that. And it's a lot of people that loves to test his height, you know. But Deuce is a dog, man. Deuce is a dog. All right. And Deuce is going to play. You should see a lot of blitzes in this game because they know Jayden Daniels is going to want to run. You should see a lot of blitzes from this Texas A&M defense, and you should see a lot of blitzes from these linebackers. I believe these linebackers will get in there, and if they can get to them, they can get to them. I will tell you this though, LSU is not forgotten. Don't let LSU tell you otherwise. They hadn't forgot about last year, but A&M hadn't forgot about last year neither. All right, Ananias didn't even play in that game. He didn't get a chance to destroy them like they did on last year. There was a lot more other guys in that game. Noah Thomas was in that game. Okay, and Noah Thomas had a field day. Evan Stewart was in that game, and Evan had a field day. The quarterback, Connor, he was in that game, man. So now it's Jaylen Henderson's turn. Jaylen, what can you do? Can you be the first ever quarterback for Texas A&M, so far as the SEC is concerned, to go to Baton Rouge and come out with a win? All right, because now we're going to get down to your side. Can Reuben Owens have another 100-yard game? Can Amari Daniels score some touchdowns in this game? As of right now, everything that I just told you, you guys should be able to do. Why? Because this LSU defense is bad. It's bad. I think LSU has been hearing all year about their defense being bad. This game, I would not doubt LSU's defense to finally show up. I'm going to say that. I wouldn't doubt it at all. However, this Texas A&M offense, their offense is number 21 in scoring. I'm just going to throw that out there for everybody to know that Texas A&M offense is not bad. It's not bad as you guys think it is. Although Texas A&M is beating the teams that they're supposed to beat. They have. They've done that this year. They've beaten the teams they're supposed to beat. And with that being said, this offense is number 21 in scoring. This offense, total offense period for Texas A&M, they're number 40. I believe they're number 41 in the country. Yes, guys, we have a top 50 offense. They're like number 41 or 45 in the country. Okay? This offense can indeed go out there and score on LSU. The problem is this. Can the defense hold up and make sure that LSU offense doesn't score at will? They've been doing it pretty much all season. They've been doing it all season. But I've looked at some things, and it's this here. And this is LSU's knock. And this is LSU's kryptonite. When they go up against some good defenses, they have not been able to come away with the victory. All right, in those 3 losses that LSU has gotten, in those 3 losses, Florida State, they got a top 25 defense. Alabama, they have a top 25 defense. And against Ole Miss, in which is kind of crazy to me. Ole Miss, they do not have a top 25 defense, but they have a top 25 offense. Okay, so now we turn to the offensive side. Alabama, that's beating them. Top 25 offense. Top 25 scoring offense. Ole Miss, that's beating them. Top 25 scoring offense. Florida State, that has beaten them. Top 25 scoring offense. Texas A&M, top 25 scoring offense. Question mark. Okay? So, what does that say? A&M has a chance to go in there and beat these guys. A lot of you guys don't want to believe that. A lot of you guys don't want to believe that, but they actually have a shot to go in there and beat these guys. Jaylen Daniels has to play out of his mind. Jaylen Henderson has to play out of his mind. Anaya Smith has to catch passes, that's being thrown to him. Evan Stewart, if he does play, he has to go in there and beat Evan Stewart. Moose Muhammad, he has to go in there and beat Moose. All right, and Noah Thomas, he has to go in there and continuously catch the balls that's being thrown to him. I believe it's going to be a lot of deep shots being thrown in this ball game because LSU can't cover the deep ball. They can't. I can say that about A&M as well, but Josh DeBerry is not holding down the deep balls anymore. He's not a primary cornerback anymore. All right, he plays in the nickel. That's the position that he should have been in anyways, but due to a couple of injuries in that defensive backfield, that's the reason why he was playing as a primary corner. All right, but Josh DeBerry, man, he is damn good in nickel. I don't know who's going to be running in the slot. Who is starting quarterback for the Aggies? It's Jaylen Henderson. Jaylen Henderson. All right, Jaylen Henderson is a dual threat QB. So when Jaylen sees some holes in that defensive line in which the offensive line should be able to look, the offensive line is going to be the biggest question mark in this game. The offensive line has to hold up. They have to give these guys time. All right, like I say, man, can Ruben Owens get down there and can he run for another 100? I'm going to put some money on him. I believe he can. Can Amari Daniels run for about 60 to 70? I'm going to say he can. I'm going to say he can. He can actually run for about 60, 70 yards in this game. Can these guys score touchdowns? That's going to be the real question. Can you score touchdowns? If we're going touchdown for touchdown, man, I'm going to be honest with you. Texas A&M will lose this ball game. They will indeed lose this ball game if we're going to go touchdown for touchdown. That's just me speaking. Even when we came into the season, I said that one of the only losses, and this if Connor would have stayed healthy and stuff like that, the only loss that I felt like would have came was LSU in Baton Rouge because we just haven't won over there. That's hard to say these guys will win when they haven't done it at all. And this has been ever since we've come to the SEC. So we're talking about 12 years now. We just hadn't done it. Also, we have that on the road losing streak. Can that finally be snapped in Death Valley? Or are we going to go a full season and lose all road games again? I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. That has to be snapped already. And we haven't beaten the top 25 team on the road, period. I think the last time we done it was a very long time ago. But so far as teams being ranked in the top 25, going on the road and playing them, we hadn't beaten them. Man, we hadn't beaten them at all. All right. Yeah, and that's true. We have the defense. We got the deep. It's an insane personnel on that defense. Okay? It's an insane personnel on that defense. And they're going to play. Like I say, I believe the defensive line will have as many opportunities that they've been having all season. I know that last game, I think we only got like 1 sack last game. Trust and believe we'll get many more sacks than that. You can tell in that last game the defense was playing very vanilla. Very vanilla. But this game here, man, look, it's the last one of the regular season. You're not competing for an SEC title. LSU isn't competing for an SEC title. They're competing to get a good spot in the bowl game. Okay? That's what they're competing for. I believe I believe Ole Miss is already locked up a New Year's Six bowl bid. But I believe the team that's right behind them is LSU. LSU will indeed probably be in, I think they call it the Citrus Bowl or something like that now. That's a little bit behind the New Year's Six Bowl. So that will be what LSU will go to. But Ole Miss, what in the world? Guys, excuse me on that. I just heard some screaming. I don't know where that came from. But Ole Miss and Mizzou has indeed locked up those New Year's Six bowl bids. And those New Year's Six games, we'll go to those two. I believe Mizzou will be in the Sugar Bowl. Well, I got to take that back because we don't know where Alabama is going to land. I still don't believe Alabama will go to the college football playoffs. That's just me. I don't believe. I believe that they will lose to Georgia in the SEC title game. And you can indeed probably be witnessing Georgia winning the three-peat, which that's the first time in, I think, since 1940 or something like that. Something that they said, I think 1940. So, but man, we'll see what's all with that. But these are two teams that's playing it out just to make a good bowl game. But also, man, this is a team that's playing out to convince a lot of NFL scouts. The question will be is this here. Who will be the next head coach of Texas A&M? Okay? And now we can finally get to that. So who will be the next head coach of Texas A&M? This is what everybody has been wanting to hear. What are the updates? The updates that I'm hearing. And I'm going to go with what Billy Lucci said because Billy Lucci put it out there. So I feel comfortable enough to put it out there as well. Number one, we're looking at, and it's really no order. I'm just saying number one. It's really no order here. So number one is indeed Ryan Day. We are indeed looking at Ryan Day from Ohio State. Yes, guys, I said it. Like I say, Billy has already put it out there as well. But yes, indeed. We are looking at Ryan Day at Ohio State. Now, that's going to upset a lot of Ohio State fans right now. Hey, I'm going to be honest with you, man. That's not my problem. But that could also just be smoke and mirrors right now. You don't know. But Ohio State head coach Ryan Day is indeed in the coaching mix. Okay. Another one here is Jed Fisher over there at Arizona. We will absolutely see what's all with him. Also, Arizona is fighting for a spot in the Pac-12 championships right now. Yeah, guys, believe it or not, they are fighting for a spot in the Pac-12 championship. So we will see what those guys can do. But yes, Jed Fisher is another one. Also, we're looking at the Washington head coach, Caleb DeBoer. Yeah, I said it. Caleb DeBoer. He's one of the guys as well. And also Mike Elko. Mike Elko has not went into anywhere. He's still a name that's in there. He's a name that's in there. And there's a couple of more other guys, but I'm going to be honest with you, man. Ross said it himself. He has put out the actual contract, and he needs whomever he's going for to respond back in a timely manner. And that's just all I'm going to say. I don't know who he's going with. I honestly don't, but those are the names. Those are indeed the names. I have no clue who he's going with. I do not. But, yeah, man, those guys are looking at him. And that's crazy, right? Ohio State head coach, Ryan Day. So, yeah, so just imagine. Ryan Day, hold on, wait a minute before I answer that. Do you think the Rig 12, will fix another Longhorn win today? I'm going to be honest with you, man. It's not rigged. It's not rigged because if anything, the Big 12, they did not want Texas nor Oklahoma looking the way that they look right now. I don't know if you want to believe that or not, but they did not want those guys to look like how they look right now. As of right now, the Longhorns are tearing up everything that the Big 12 commissioner thought that they wouldn't tear up. But man, it is what it is. But no, I'm taking Texas to win, and Texas is indeed going to be in the Big 12 championship game. But yeah, some stuff is suspicious. You're right. The only thing that's going to cripple Texas is this here. They still don't have a good enough pass defense. That pass defense is still bad, man. They still really need to work on that. However, their defensive line is one of the better defensive line units in the country. All right, they are very, very solid on that defensive line. And that's pretty good, man, to be honest with you. They've come a very, very long way. So, it is what it is. But as of right now, man, like I say, man, back to the coaching search. Ryan Day is indeed a top target for Texas A&M right now, as well as those other guys that I mentioned. But Ryan Day is the most notable one. So far, he's the most notable one because you look at Ohio State and you say, well, why would he leave Ohio State to come to Texas A&M, and which is in the SEC? And the SEC is only going to get harder with these two teams coming over. Yeah, man, look, man, we joke about Oklahoma and Texas and stuff like that, but those guys are going to make the league just a little bit more harder to play in. So you bring that guy over here. I'm not saying Ryan Day is going to be next head coach. I didn't say that. You bring that guy over here to coach Texas A&M, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If it's Ryan Day, that roster that everybody wants to break up already, those guys aren't going anywhere. I'm being dead ass honest with you. They're not going anywhere. You talking about Ryan Day coming over here with the track record that he has, putting a lot of those guys in the NFL and stuff like that, man. You come over here to Texas A&M. And I'm going to be honest with you, your starting offense and defense most likely will be gone after next year. 2025, they're out. All right? It's nobody that I expect to come back that was in the number one recruiting class that are starters right now. You bring Ryan Day over here, man, that's an absolute jewel, and that will indeed put you in the conversation to win the SEC next year. Hell, you already in it this year. Once again, you bring Ryan Day over here with the track record that he has, they're gone. They're gone. I see somebody talking about, Jay, what you got in that koozie? Modelo, man. Yes, a Modelo. It is a Modelo in my koozie right now. And my little girl, she's pretty good right now. But when I finish this, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to fix me another plate. Hell, I had, 2 plates yesterday? Didn't really have nothing at the relative's house that I went to. Man, we only made one stop yesterday, but yesterday was kind of, it was just, It's just a little bit muggy, and nobody was just really out. But by the time we got over there, everybody had left and went to the next house that they were gonna go to. But all in all, man, it's all good. But yeah, and the cool is it's a Modelo. But once again, man, you bring Ryan Day over here. Ryan Day will indeed lead you to a college football playoff game. I honestly think so. Talk about the next head coach. You bring Kalen DeBoer over here. Kalen DeBoer will lead you into the college football play. Look, any coach that's going to take the helm that the team is willing to understand and kind of pretty much be behind, in which Ryan Day is one of them. Caleb DeBoer is another one. Caleb DeBoer can act. He can keep this team too now. He can keep this team around. The only one that's kind of oddball to me is Jet Fisher. I don't know if the guys will be totally convinced with Jet Fisher. I don't. That's going to be really, really hard for me to see. I think he convinces a pretty good amount of guys to stay, but all in all, man, I don't know. I don't know. Now you bring Mike Elko. Mike Elko, you know, if he is the guy, you bring him over. Those guys aren't leaving. Everybody's staying, and I mean everybody. Only thing that he may change up is just the coaching staff. So Bobby Petrino, I think he had got the contract for another year. So whatever coach comes in, I'm sorry, you pretty much can't get rid of those guys. You have to actually stick with that staff that you got. Okay, and you have to pretty much let them lead you. However, Ross Bjork said it. He's going to stray the number down because I think we spent $13 million on this staff. Well, ain't no we, but they spent $13 million on that staff. And that was all Jimbo Fisher. I can't believe he spent that much. And, man, my boy just could not get over that hump. He just couldn't, man. That's crazy to me. Like, we had so many analysis. We had a lot of analysts. I'm sorry. We had a lot of analysts on this team, for you guys, believe it or not. We had a lot of position coaches, you know, and still do. But I think Ross said that some of those guys will be cut. They will be cut after the season. So that's going to be very interesting to watch. I don't believe those guys will be out of a job. I believe they'll get another one just as quick. They'll probably go to Alabama or something. But hell, those guys, they may go. Some of those guys may go to Texas as analysts. You know, you never know. So, but like I say, man, that's pretty much the coaching search. I believe Ross will get it done. He wants it done sooner rather than later. So we will see after the end of tomorrow's game. After the end of that game, we will know for sure who the next head coach is going to be. I honestly don't believe he wants to wait that long. I think December 4th was pretty much the deadline, or December 5th. If they go past the deadline, which is the 4th and the 5th, and what I mean by that is if they don't announce who the new head coach is by that time, then you can most likely believe that the guy that he wants is playing in the conference championship game. I'm just going to smack dead put it out there like that. The guy that he is going to go with, whomever that may be, that guy is playing in the conference championship game. And he can't announce who that is until after all that is played out. Now, if he goes after the guy that I'm thinking he's going to go after, if they make the college football playoffs, he really can't announce it. You know, because now you got to think about the national title run and stuff like that. You can't announce that stuff until like January. Or I believe so. You can't announce it, but however, the insiders would already know. But that's going to be a lot of people being told to keep that to themselves and stay quiet until the time is right, and then air it out there. I'm telling you right now. But man, if it's Ryan Day, I believe Ohio State will air it out themselves because they'll be pretty ticked off. There is only probably a handful of Ohio State fans that's mad at them for losing to Michigan. That's about it. If Ohio State loses to Michigan tomorrow, in which if they lose, they won't be in the conference championship game. If it is Ryan Day, you can expect that announcement to go up quick. That would be out there smack dead probably a week after the game. And that's how I'm going to leave it, like that. I'm going to say it once again. You know, I believe Ryan Day is probably their primary target right now. I believe so. I believe that's the primary one. I think number 2 is Jed Fish. And I think number 3 is Caitlin DeBoer. In that order. In that order. I really honestly do think so. And number 4 is Mike Elko. I honestly think so. So we're gonna see, man. But it's like I say, man, it should be a hell of a game tomorrow. I'm gonna turn on this Missouri game in which I didn't miss the first quarter. I know at least it's probably in the second quarter. But Missouri and Arkansas, that should be a good one. Tulane, I think I'm gonna watch that game as well. Man, and we're gonna see. Anybody who's thinking that Tulane head coach is no, he's not in there. Notice the coach I did not say, Jeff Traylor. Jeff Traylor is out of the mix. That guy is totally out of the mix. Maybe it's a couple of things that they didn't like in the interview. I don't know, but Jeff Traylor is out of the mix. I know a lot of Aggies wanted that dude, but man, Jeff Traylor is out of this mix. However, he's out of the mix for right now. If the guy that they're going for doesn't accept the contract offer, if none of those guys accept it, then I think Jeff Traylor will be your last resort. And I'm being dead ass honest with you on that. I think Jeff Traylor is pretty much the last resort. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the coaching search. Guys, that's pretty much it for me today as well. Like I say, I will be watching, man. I will be watching. We need him to hire before December 2nd when the Yeah. So that's why I say, man, they're doing their best to name a head coach before the transfer portal opens. Like, that's what I do like about Ross. Ross is like, hey, man, we need this done now. If you're going to accept it, then accept it, and we keep moving. Once again, he will have to stick with that staff. If he comes in and he wants to get rid of everybody, you got to remember, you got a budget. Ross giving you a budget, and it's not unlimited anymore. He's giving you a budget. I do think you keep Bobby. Bobby's only been here for 1 year. Let him keep going. You keep Bobby Petrino. You keep DJ Durkin. I'm sorry. Yeah, a lot of people kind of don't like DJ, but I like him. I told you. Now, that first year went rough, but I like DJ because he can play with those guys. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, Chris Call. But DJ Durkin can play with those fast-paced offense. I know we didn't got outshoot it. We didn't got outshoot it for real. But DJ Durkin can coach a defense, man. I'm sorry. He can coach a defense. But I also think it's going to be something in the contract to where you got to keep Elijah Robinson. You don't have no choice. That's smack dead on your contract. Elijah stays. I think that's the biggest day in bold level. Elijah Robinson stays. You can't get rid of him. So you're going to keep that guy. That guy is going to continue to sign 5-star defensive linemen. I'm sorry. That's just that. He's going to continue to sign those guys. And that's good. I love my 5-star DN. He's going to continue to sign 3-star and 4-star defensive linemen now, and they're going to be pretty dang good. I believe you've seen a lot of those defensive linemen play. DJ Hicks, man, you've seen a lot of him this year. A lot. And that's good, man, because I believe when he had got recruited, he said I can go over there and be a freshman All-American. And as of right now, I think DJ Hicks is in the conversation to be a freshman All-American. Although you guys have kind of seen him in limited action, he's still in there to be a freshman All-American. That'll be another guy that go in that first 3 rounds when he comes out. These are a bunch of guys, man. A bunch of them. All right, so, yeah. But pretty much, man, that's it. That's about all I got for you guys, man. I thank all of you for tuning in for the day after Thanksgiving. I know a lot of you guys went to work on today. But I just thank you all for tuning in. That's about all I have for you. And remember to hit that subscribe button. Please don't let this show go. It's free, guys. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. So keep it up there, man. And once again, guys, get them. Oh, I'm sorry. Score prediction. I know you guys want to hear it. Just win. I don't have no prediction. Just win. Who do I think is going to win the ball game? You call me a homer for this one. I think A&M comes out on the winning end by a last-minute field goal. Gig 'em.